Talk about
I'm the black sheep.
yes.
All right, we need a clap.
In the drum world, that's called a flam.
Why is it called a flam?
I don't know, because I guess that's the sound it makes. Flam. Flam.
It does
flam.
not sound like flam.
Yes, it does. Listen to it.
Flam is more,
Right.
but we got that like on sync.
Was
like-
it on sync?
Yeah, that was like
Ah.
perfect timing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's how we do, man.
yeah, man.
Well, you got fat flams, and then you got tight flams.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
hear
mean?
that a lot in Spanish music.
Yeah, yeah. Along with the cascara rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah, man. What's up, dude? This is episode 20, man.
Episode 20.
Dude, 20. Let's get a
Yeah, man.
let's get a fist pump right off the
top.
bat. Yeah. 20 weeks? We started this show 20 weeks ago, man.
Yes. So is it censorship to fact check behind people's posts?
What do you mean?
So this is it was coming the last few days, and I guess it was today that our great president has done some executive orders to attempt to strip away some of the protection that our social media friends get to enjoy, such as their ability to have their ability to censor certain posts on their platform because the platform belongs to them and it's a business, and we're allowed to have whoever we want speaking here, and if we don't like it, we can take it down. The president did not like this because recently Twitter put on one of his posts, they put fact check, click this link to see if what he said is true.
I didn't see this.
That made him furious.
Of course.
And he's just real quick signed some executive order saying if you guys keep that up, we're not going to protect you guys. We're not going to allow you to do this censorship or whatever. So is it censorship to call you a liar?
No. I would say no.
This is where it gets tricky with the media. This is an important topic, I think, us as creators.
Yeah.
Because it's like a several-fold issue here. If we create a website and it's ours.
Yeah.
A website is very much like a piece of real estate. Mm-hmm. You buy the domain. You say, this is what the website is. I want conversations about certain things. There's on many message boards and social media, there's moderation.
There is moderation.
And if I've got, for example, a message board about photography and you start telling me about cars, I, as the website owner, can say, this is off topic. I don't want it on here anymore.
And I'm going to delete it. Here
So,
we are.
The issue is social media has gotten too big. Social media has now become the source of news for many people. So my hot take real quick is it's not the job of social media to tell you what's true and what's not. That's your responsibility to figure that out. You have to go check different sources and find the truth in the middle. If we start now legislating and giving social media platforms the ability to tell you what is true and what is not, I think that's very dangerous.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It is a tough one. I just recently, I guess they're rolling this out in the last couple weeks, at least on Facebook. I saw somebody I follow on Facebook, an old colleague of mine, posted something about the CDC, and it was a photo, and it was like one of those, where you could mark it up, you can like draw a circle around it or whatever. And
Keep going.
I thought it was, it wasn't true. So I did my research, and I was like, well, let me. When I say research, I mean I Googled it, okay? I Googled it.
Right, that's fine.
The extent of the research I ever do is Googling it. I look for quote-unquote credible sources, that's up for debate as well. But I did a little bit of research, and I found some information that was contrary to what they were saying. So I just posted it in the comment saying, hey, I think you were looking for this.
Right.
And like 3 or 4 days later, I got a notification on Facebook, and it said, hey, our fact checker / fake news thing, I forget what they called it, reported this as fake, and it's been taken down.
Right.
So they were like, good job, Matt. And it was a little weird. It was like, that was a little strange to see that.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, to me, it's towing a fine line as far as how much is getting too involved.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, it is a private company. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, and the government side of it,
shared.
They feel like it's a monopoly because when you say social media, you really think of only Facebook.
Right.
Twitter is kind of like another one that's dominant. But really, when we say social media, we really talk about, do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah.
A lot of companies don't even have websites anymore. They direct you to Facebook.
A lot of content creators are using social media
Yeah.
instead of websites. It's kind of like a portfolio thing.
Yeah, so it's weird. We're kind of like in uncharted territory as far as what's the responsibility of the people that own these social media platforms,
Yeah.
if they have any. I'm more inclined to say that if I owned it, it's not my responsibility to tell you what the truth is. It's
Yeah.
not. And I go back to a conversation we had before, and I asked the question, is it illegal to lie? Like, are we, when we talk about free speech,
What does that really
does
mean?
that include me just outright lying to you? And then what lies do you allow? Like, what lies are dangerous, and who's saying that which lie is dangerous? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good point.
it's hard because just because you agree with something, and this is what it really boils down to a lot of times in politics, is statistics constantly get misused, and they get distorted to fit a person's narrative or whatever. So
Sure, the spin, man. The
yeah,
spin.
so it's hard to say, who's telling the truth and who's not, and whose intentions are. But I think the most important thing is we need to educate people, and people need to realize just because you saw it on one page doesn't make it the truth. And the way, forget Facebook and all this stuff, the way technology works now is there's something called cookies, and technology is set up in a way to want to, for your benefit really, to show you the things you want to see at the top of your list.
Yeah.
So if you Google something, and if you search whatever search engine you want, you should see the things that are interesting to you first.
Right.
That's just good business.
Yeah.
And just realize that just based off of that, you're only going to see the things you like. So you're not always getting unbiased information.
Yeah.
There's a reason why if you go to your liberal friend's house and he Googles something and you Google it on your, and you might be a conservative,
You're
your
gonna be
search
seeing
results are going
different
to be
stuff.
very different.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, dude, we were just in the studio the other day and we were talking aloud about something. I can't remember what it was. It would be great to know. But
It was a video game. It was Warface.
yeah, it was a game called Warface, and we didn't type it in, we didn't do any of that.
Dumbest name I've heard for a
Yeah,
video game
it's pretty
ever.
terrible. Warface, Taserface. But it popped up as ads
Right.
on our phones, and it's just wild.
You hear more and more about that, but and first it used to be like, nah, that's not happening. But
It is.
when you sign up when you sign up for Facebook and all these things, it tells you, do you give me access to your microphone? Yes.
Yes, I do.
Now that's one thing I wish that they would allow you a little more freedom. You should be able to say no and still get the same access to all of Facebook, and get the same, because a lot of these platforms, if you don't say yes to everything, they just won't let you make an account.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, let me opt into certain things, and and if I don't want you touching my microphone, I should still be able to use the platform. But again,
Well, that's your opinion.
it's theirs. It's theirs
It's
to do what they
theirs,
want,
right,
and
right,
if you
right.
don't like it, nobody
It's
has
an
a gun to your
opt-in.
head.
It's an opt-in thing. Like, there's so much outrage on social media about they're controlling me and they're telling me what to do, and the whole face mask thing that's blowing up right now, especially here in Virginia with the new order coming into effect tomorrow. My rights are being infringed on, and
There's gonna be a lot of people making it a point to see what you will do if I don't wear a mask, because
it's already happening. I
Well-
saw a story. It was like between two shoppers at a local Walmart. Somebody was reading somebody the riot act about not wearing a mask. I said, okay, first of all, I'm a mask wearer. I'm pro-mask. I'm pro-safety. But I would never, in the middle of a Walmart, be like, hey, dude, you got a kid, man. What the hell are you doing?
Mask.
What are you freaking doing, man? Like, I just wouldn't do that. But yeah, I'm seeing it. And this lady apparently, like, spit in this chick's face.
Oh no, that's crazy.
And I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's insane, man.
Yeah,
It's
no, you can't
insane.
spit in nobody's face. That's a guaranteed 5 minutes New York style outside.
Yeah, no joke.
That's very quick. That's
Yeah, it's a wild time we're living in, man. I mean, what is your stance on this this whole mask thing? I know
It's fine
I
wearing
said I
it.
didn't want to talk about it. You know, we're gonna talk
we'll
about it.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah,
I'm fine wearing it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not a big ask. I think it's funny that people, again, it goes back to the conversation about officers killing people. The same thing with the mask, as far as you start focusing on every little excuse to not do something the right way,
Yeah.
or to allow incorrect behavior. And the whole mask thing, it's like, well, everybody becomes a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows what a microbe is. Everybody knows that the N95 is the only mask that can do 95% of the
Dude, I've seen
and then I'm like,
so many scientists on my Facebook feed, like so
Yeah.
many people, and
this doesn't stop the coronavirus. It doesn't stop the spread. And it's like, how many times people got to tell you that?
this mask is not meant to.
You know what else doesn't stop the spread of the flu? Covering your mouth when you cough. But you have no issue doing that.
Yeah.
You have no issue doing that, of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
That's not stopping anything. What you're stopping is just spit from flying out.
Yeah.
That's all the mask is, man. That's all they're asking you to do, is to
And
keep your mouth covered at all
even
times.
if it helps 5 to 10% or something really tiny like that, let's just do it for a little while, man. I don't know. Look, I have a lot of friends that are super anti-mask, and this is nothing against you guys. This is the beautiful thing about this great country we live in, man. Is you could say whatever. Well, for the most part, you could say and do what you want.
No, you can do whatever you want.
You really can. And if you don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to freaking wear a mask, dude. You ain't gonna be going to your places that you want to go to.
Well, but that's the next step, though. We'll see. We'll see that this weekend.
How are they gonna enforce it?
Well, they'd have to tell the people at Walmart, the poor freaking, not poor in the economy, but the poor person there that's trying to do his job, you know, they tell him, the man just got to tell him, don't let him in.
It's going to be very stressful,
Excuse me, sir,
dude.
you can't come in here, you need to wear a mask.
So now
and it's a fight in the front door.
These employees are being tasked with enforcing it, maybe, you know, and that sucks, dude. I worked retail for a little while at Target, man. I couldn't imagine. You're going to see it here in Virginia Beach locally and here in the state of Virginia. We're going to see all kinds of Wavy TV 10 stories, wild stories about confrontational people.
Going into fisticuffs because
of a fucking mask, man.
They didn't want to wear a mask, man. It's a silly thing.
It is silly, man.
We will not be wearing masks for too long.
I don't think so either, man.
The situation. People have realized.
And we've been wearing them for a couple months now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Ever since you said wear a face mask, we just wore it. Like,
yeah,
it's whatever. And most people, honestly, in this area of Virginia Beach, I see people with more masks than not. I went to Walmart today.
See, I've seen the opposite. I've seen it's almost as if as soon as that word came out, everyone was like, "Take them off."
Oh no, I see people wearing it, but I see more people out. Yeah. There's way more people out, but I see most of them wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
whatever, man. Just wear it for a little bit, man.
Well, what is it like? You ain't rolling out of bed and putting the mask on.
No,
like
but the
14
thing is,
hours a day.
It goes back to the childish thing. Like, it's in our nature to go against what we're being told to do. Kids know this.
You made a great point before we started recording. It was like, you know, with the whole licensing guns and then licensing your car, you have no problem following the law about, you know, going to license your vehicle. You don't go, they're infringing my rights about my car. You're not doing that.
Yeah, they tell you to put on your seatbelt, register your car, go get trained, make sure that
take a driver's ed course, you know,
get insurance for your car.
Yeah, you have to be insured,
and only the person that's insured for that car can drive it. You can't go let your kids or your uncle or your whatever drive. It has to be you. And no one's out there running around saying they're coming for our cars.
They're picking and choosing. And you know what? I guess that's your right, too.
Which is a very sensitive subject for some people because it's like they live and die by their guns.
Yeah.
It's important to have them. I think everybody, you know, if you feel safe doing it and you got the mental capacity and the responsibility to do it and you go out there and get educated, go get it. Yeah. I think everybody should have one if they so choose to, if they do it responsibly.
Dude, we got to go shoot. We've been talking about this forever, man. Yeah. We got to go to the range together, dude.
Yeah, man. The only reason I don't do this is because it's pretty expensive to go poke holes in paper.
Yeah, right. I haven't been in a while, man. I got a Sig Sauer, man. We gotta go take that thing over, a little handgun, a little 45, and have some fun, man.
And the thing is, if you want to be on your thing, I think they were saying like you got to like twice a month to stay like semi proficient.
Yeah, no,
you lose it.
You count me out.
Yeah, you just gonna.
It's been a while.
Shoot the wall, shoot in the general direction.
Yeah, man. But crazy times we're living in, dude. I'm very interested to see the next week or two. I'm going to be following the local news very carefully, man, and just seeing the shenanigans that are going to be taking place here in Virginia, man. But anyway, we got the beach today. We're feeling tropical. Look at this, huh?
Yeah.
Where's the most? Have you been somewhere like this?
Yeah. Mexico looks like that.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
That is one place. I've been all over the place. I've never been to Mexico, man. No, I've been to Tijuana. I've been to Tijuana.
The Caribbean looks like that all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are parts of Hawaii look like that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, man.
Maybe Wavy TV should use that for the next post. These guys,
their Facebook page is hilarious, dude.
These guys posted a picture of like some other beach and was
it was packed, and it was from like 6 months ago or something like that.
So the governor issues you can go to the beach and
this photo was like, dude, there was like 500 people crowded. It looked like it was Memorial Day last year.
Yeah, it looked like Cancun spring break.
Yeah,
like 2017 or something, like college weekend or something like that.
And so. Me, when I see something like that, I don't go, oh. I go, what is that? What photo is that? Let me read this article. Let me look at this photo. Let me, I don't know.
Well, in the thread, there was people blowing them up. Yeah. Actual pictures. They're like, I was there this weekend, and there was like 4 people.
Yeah, like, come on, man. What are we
trying to do? First of all, it was cold.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Like, who's going to the beach?
The weather sucked, man.
So, you guys got to do better, man. You're running out of stuff to talk about. Like,
yeah. Us too. No, I was joking.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it is crazy, dude. The Wavy TV 10 Facebook page is great, man. Sometimes they're reporting the news, but I feel like lately, you know what's funny? It's like it's almost you can like feel that the people that are creating these social media posts for these bigger outlets, they're younger people. You can tell by the way, or it's somebody our age, a little bit older, that are trying to stay hip.
Yeah,
Like how
yeah.
they these clickbaity fucking titles, man. They're so clickbaity these days.
I get cringy when they start throwing like slang in there.
Yeah.
Like, just, you could tell like somebody's and say this because this is how they talk.
Just
like,
be you, news.
zip
Hey,
it up
news.
and zip it out.
Be
Zippity doo dah.
Zippity-doo-dah. Just be the local news.
Nobody talks like that either. But
Yeah, no, they don't.
so complete segue, hard turn.
Let's go. What
I
do you
got 4K Top Gun in the mail today.
Oh, dude,
the
let me
re-release.
tell you, I cannot wait for that sequel to that movie, dude. Top Gun's one of my. I think I talked about it on the movie episode many episodes ago, but I love Top Gun, man.
Mm-hmm.
I went and saw it was the 20th anniversary or 25th anniversary. I saw it back in theaters when I was living in Hawaii, man, and I was just like, damn, this movie's so freaking rad. Love that freaking movie, man. My goodness. So you got the Blu-ray. Let me tell you something, dude.
Yeah, the 4K.
I don't want to say I'm not a believer in 4K, because clearly I am, but I never really realized watching a 4K UHD, ultra high definition HDR movie on a 4K native player with a beautiful like 70-inch screen. I was over at my dad's house recently, and I bought him for his birthday. I got him we talked about it. I got him the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope, Episode 4, in 4K UHD, and Gremlins in 4K. And we watched Star Wars, and man, that's the future, dude. If you haven't experienced it, it is out of control. I was seeing detail in the scenes that I had never seen before, dude. I make the joke, but it was real. It's like you could see the makeup on Alec Guinness's face, Obi-Wan's face, dude. It was just like, man, this is insane. Every movie I've ever watched, I want to watch it again now. It's just crazy. I'll rebuy them. If it looks like that,
They do.
like, you got to see it on a big TV in full resolution, uncompressed, off a disc. Woo!
Yeah.
So cool, man. I think that's going to be our next purchase. I'm going to use my check that came in the mail.
Yeah, PS5.
Did yours come? Did yours come yet? No, mine
Not
hasn't
yet.
either.
I ain't get mine yet.
Single tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether you use your PS5 or your Xbox One X,
Yeah, we'll
Triple
see,
X,
man.
Quadruple X,
Yep.
whatever it's called now.
XXXXX. Yeah, man. But
Microsoft
4K, dude.
and your
Top
terrible
Gun.
naming conventions. My goodness.
Yeah, man. What else is going on, dude?
There's not a whole lot going on. This
You know
has
what I
been
miss?
A quiet week.
You know what I miss? Going to the freaking movie theater, dude. That's the one thing I really
Well, you're going
miss.
to miss
I'm
that
such-
more.
I know. I miss it, man. I miss the theater experience. The popcorn, the butter, the
What?
seats that smell like farts.
Nah, but like to me, I upgraded. I didn't realize what the Dolby was, and when I forgot what the first Dolby movie I saw was.
Oh, over
and
at
I was like,
Lynnhaven.
Yeah, man, I'm
Dude.
like, I'm not trying to watch a movie without Dolby ever again.
Bree introduced me to that because I had never seen one at the Dolby Theater either, with the sound and the screen, and it was like, what have we been doing without it?
Mm-hmm. The sound.
It was like a
running across
generational
every-
leap.
Like just everything around you.
What
like,
did we see? I can't remember what I saw, but I remember just going, dude, that was insane. And I remember, I think I called you. I was like, dude, you got to go to the Dolby. Like, you're never going to want to go to any other theater. So I miss it, man. I hope we can get back soon.
I wish they did more for that, like in-home stuff. I
Yeah.
don't see. That's a problem with like the 4K stuff and all that content. Like a lot of it's not supported fully.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, you go get 4K and it's like
What is it?
not all 4K is the same.
Created
That's
equal.
what's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
That's
Because
the
I got
same
some
with,
4K movies that just aren't that impressive, and I got others that are crazy. Like you got to see. I got the last special that was narrated by David Attenborough. I got that in 4K, and that's probably the best 4K I've seen.
The
ever.
Our Planet or something like that? Blue
Yeah,
Ocean? Or
it's like different worlds or some 7 worlds, 1 planet, or I forgot what it's called.
The mighty mongoose stalks
tell-
his
yeah,
prey
I-
on the side of a mountain.
We got to watch this like the first episode, and I
Let's
just
do it.
sat there like, how in the world did they capture that on video?
Yeah,
Like
there's
and
a
sharp the whole time.
there's a whole I can't remember if it was on Disney Plus. It might be on Disney Plus or Netflix, but it was the story of the filmmakers of one of those David Attenborough shows, and it was like a behind the scenes adventure on. It followed like 4 different filmmakers that were all working on the same project.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if that's for me, dude, because these guys were out in like huts in the middle of a forest for like 2 weeks by themselves for 2 weeks to get like 2 shots. 2 shots of like a tiger, a Siberian
crazy.
tiger, and it was.
I'm
just
glad
like,
they do it.
oh
It's
my-
important.
Yeah, dude, it's
It's
incredible.
important to see that stuff.
It's incredible, man. Victor loves watching that kind of stuff with me.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
just
good.
put those documentaries on, man, and it's just, he's got such a great appreciation All of that, man.
Right.
But yeah, I couldn't imagine being one of those videographers, those filmmakers out there, dude. It's insane.
I was watching it like, what are they filming on and how?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I've never seen something with those shots, like how they're following animals and they never lose focus. That
It's crazy, right?
It's nuts. It's
It just
nuts.
makes
You
you-
got to see it to like completely appreciate like how in the world do you do that without disturbing those animals
Yeah, man.
and like catching the stuff they caught. Like
Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
it's wild. It's wild. One of the coolest things I saw is like how smart killer whales are. How they'll like split up and like take their prey and push one this way and then.
That's crazy.
I saw a video. I don't know if you saw it where it's like they were chasing a sea lion or was it a seal, whatever it was. I'm not.
They're
big
all
animal
sea
guy.
lions. All of them.
But they chased them onto like this sheet of ice, and like so it's like a sheet of ice, like a little island basically, because that's all that was there. These orcas chased them on there, and then they just started tipping the ice. Like they got under it and started tipping until they slid them off, and then they ate them. Like it's like
And then they're throwing them up in the air. They're having fun.
they say that's the real apex predator. That there is no other animal that'll eat a orca.
That's crazy. It's so funny. I just watched a YouTube video randomly the other day. You get down the rabbit hole on YouTube, man, and why sharks are afraid of dolphins. And it was just fascinating to
Because
see.
dolphins are smarter.
Dudes, dolphins are way smarter.
That's why.
They're way more maneuverable too because of the angle of their fin. Sharks are this. Dolphins have got the up and down going for them, so they're way more flexible. They're like malleable. They're exoskeleton and stuff. And it was just crazy. And they're like pack. They're pack. They're like pack hunters with these sharks, man. And with their echolocation, it was just really cool, man. I'm like, yo,
Well, and
flipper,
and
dude.
They say that dolphins learned that you can flip a shark over and kill it that way. Because if you flip
They
a
know the
shark
weak
upside
points.
down, it can't breathe and it suffocates.
That's crazy.
It's wild. You say dolphins. Is it wrong to eat a dolphin?
Is it wrong to eat a dolphin? Depends on the circumstances.
Is it wrong to eat one?
I don't think it's wrong. I think it's weird. Is it wrong to eat a bat on the wet market in China?
If it's gonna cause disease, it is wrong.
Oh yeah, no joke.
I say that because this was a conversation I seen before, like a long time ago, and they were talking about how America largely criticizes Japan and stuff for eating dolphin. And the counterpoint to that was where you guys eat pigs. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Dolphins are not endangered.
You ever had a good horse steak?
Yeah, I never had no horse. I wouldn't eat a horse.
I don't think I'd eat a horse.
There's what you wouldn't eat just based on, because it's weird to you, and
Dude.
what's morally right and wrong. And I think
There's a great.
we're going by because dolphins are smart.
I gotta find.
So are pigs and dogs and everything else. So
Dude, there's a PETA. We've talked about PETA offline many times. And
PETA's very important and useful, but you guys take it overboard, man.
Yeah, it's a little wild with some of this stuff. Dude, I love animals. I'm pro animal, but man, they had this billboard. See if you can find it. It's a PETA billboard. Where it was like, where do you draw the line on animals you eat? And it starts with like a freaking like a gerbil, a cat, and a dog, and then like a horse or something. And then it was like a cow, a chicken, and everything that you would normally eat. And some dude was like, right there. You draw the line right there, right there. Dude,
What
hold
do you
on.
mean, like where?
Like, look, let me show you. I'm gonna have to find this, man. Hold on. What is it? PETA. Where do you draw the line?
They said PETA stands for people eating tasty animals.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Hey, here it is. All animals want to live. Where do you draw the line? And it's got pet on one side, and then it gradually goes to food.
Oh, okay, yeah. I get it. Yeah, okay, so
Right there. That's the line.
we draw the line at horses. We're not gonna eat horses, but we'll eat chickens, cows, pigs, bulls, ducks.
I've had duck. I've had duck in China.
I had duck. I didn't like it too much.
Yeah, I had a Peking duck where it was like I think it's a lot of real sugary, kind of crispy skin. It was strange, very greasy.
I mean,
very greasy.
I'm a fan of things being consistent, and it's actually true.
Isn't that funny?
Like if somebody chose to eat dog, I don't feel morally correct to say you can't eat a dog. Like not
Yeah.
morally, I feel like it's weird. It's
It
crazy
is weird,
that you would
and,
eat it.
and you would never
It's
do it.
crazy. Like I would not do it. It's crazy, but I'm not gonna say thou shalt not because I'll eat a pig like that.
Yeah.
Pigs got families. They're smart. They say a lot of times pigs are smarter than dogs. So
Dude, pigs are cute as
If
shit,
you're talking
man.
about morals, I don't know if pigs are cute.
Oh, dude, you ever seen one of them little teacup pigs? Come on, man. Hold on, I gotta prove a teacup pig.
It's a pig, man.
Dude, look
by
at this.
nature, it's just disgusting.
What? Dude, you mean to tell me? Look at these.
So you're pulling up a picture of a pig
Yeah, look at this.
to prove that pigs are beautiful.
Is that not cute? Is that a cute animal, dude?
My masculinity will not permit me to answer that question.
Dude, You're so controlled, man. I had a buddy, Jamie Schneider. Jamie, I don't know. I have no clue if you watch the show, but I love you, man. I miss you. Him and his family had a little teacup pig as a pet for a long time, and they would be all over Facebook with the pig, and it was so freaking cute.
So when your pet pig is getting sick, do you eat it?
Dude. Do you?
You can't eat it after you name it, I guess, right? Like, that's the joke. Like, once you give it a name, you can't eat it. Like,
you're like, thick cut bacon tomorrow.
it's like, you're looking a little sick over there.
You like it baked or fried?
You seen it was the old news story of the pig crispy bacon.
Oh, jeez.
And he had like no front legs or something like that.
What?
Riding around in a wheelchair or whatever.
Oh, that's always the saddest thing when you see like a little dog and they got their legs are all messed up and they have to go around in a cart with a cone on their head. It's sad.
That's tough, man. That's tough. I don't know.
Dude, we're not even thinking about, the decision's been made. We're getting a dog at the end of the summer when Victor gets home from his mom's house. And
what kind of dog?
we don't know. Victor wants a dachshund. He wants a wiener dog. And Bree is so anti-wiener dog.
What does she want?
Bree wants it small. We want a small. We all agree we want a small dog.
Boo.
I know. Our place ain't that big.
You get a
though,
cat.
man. Ew. No.
Get a gerbil.
No disrespect to the cat lovers, but
All disrespect to the cat lovers.
yeah,
What is
not
wrong
a big
with you?
cat fan, but we're gonna do. Yeah, dude, the cats own you, people. They own you. You don't own a cat. They own you.
You can't tell a cat what to do.
No, you cannot, dude. I think I've met like 2 cool cats in my whole life.
Me and
They're all But yeah, we're gonna get a small dog. I want to get a man, what would I want?
A
It doesn't
Rottweiler.
fucking matter what I want. I'm not getting it.
Well, if you're gonna get a small dog, get something that looks mean. Get yourself like a.
Why? I want something that looks cute. Damn it.
Okay, whatever.
Cute. It's got to be cute.
All right.
Got to be cute.
Well,
We've
I don't gotta
talked
raise
about
it, so you do what you
Victor.
like.
Victor did say a Chihuahua at one point. What do you think about Chihuahuas?
I think they're pointless.
Yeah. What about the Chihuahuas that always have? There's something wrong with their face. It look like they had a stroke and their tongue's out the side.
They're ugly. That's fine. They're ugly.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I don't know if I want the Chihuahua.
I think the only acceptable dogs
Oh, here we
are
go.
the pit bull,
Oh, jeez.
the Rottweiler, the Doberman,
All the gangster ass dogs.
the bulldog.
I like a American bulldog.
Problem with bulldogs is they suffer from that dysplasia. That's like a problem or whatever. But
Say like German shepherds and stuff. Their legs.
German Shepherd is another acceptable animal.
I do like German shepherds. I had a
Get you
German shepherd growing up.
A husky's another acceptable breed.
Except Tony's acceptable scale here.
That's what it is. Like
Okay.
anything else is just why.
How about a poodle?
No.
Dude, the poodle is the ugliest freaking dog I've ever seen. A lot of people think they're so cute. I'm like, have you ever looked at
Ugly
a poodle?
dogs, poodles, Shar Peis.
A Bichon Frise. Ugh.
What was Nick's dog's name?
Bart.
Bart. That's your name.
Bart. Yeah, that is my name.
Bart died, man.
Bart, man. That was a pretty cool Wiener dog. Bart.
He was cool. He was well behaved.
Rest in peace.
He just
Bart.
came, smelled you, and bounced.
Yeah.
I met some bad dogs, though. Dogs are really a reflection of their owner.
You ever get bit by somebody else's dog?
No.
I have. I got bit as a kid by a Rottweiler.
I got bit by our dog in Brooklyn. That's
What kind of dog
That's
was
one
it?
of my early memories. That
Wasn't a
was
Chihuahua.
Nah, that was like a Rottweiler mix or something like that, if I remember right. I still got the scar on my ribs.
Oh, wow.
I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, and he took a toy from me. And I
Uh-oh.
remember chasing him under the kitchen table, and he was like chewing it. In my mind, I remember like he was choking on it, but now that as an adult, he must have just been chewing it.
Yeah.
And I went in there. I remember as a kid reaching to take it out of his mouth, and he didn't like that. So he pulled away, then grabbed like with his mouth, like pinned me down on the floor and like just closed a little bit, enough for me to like stop.
Like, yeah.
He's like, and it drew blood, and I got a scar still, the tiny little scar, or whatever.
Wow.
But yeah, so I did get bit.
That's crazy. I was over in Red Mill on a dude, I remember the street name, Kenwood Drive, and I went to this guy's house to see if he wanted to come out and do rollerblade hockey. You want to go play some rollerblades? And they have the door, and then they got like the second door. You know,
The dog door?
yeah. Well, I don't know what that's called. It's not like a screen door. It's like a see-through plexiglass kind of like a thing. It's like a glass door.
The storm door.
Storm door. Thank you.
what
It's
it
the
is.
storm door.
Yeah.
So he opens the regular door, and the storm door is there, and the dog is just sitting there like this. And it was like, I think it was his dad, and it was him, and he like cracked it a little bit so he can hear what I was saying, and that dog freaking came out through that door and jumped up, and I had a big winter coat on. It was cold as hell, and I had a big puffy winter coat, and he just jumped up and just clamped onto my arm and wouldn't let my arm go. And dude, I'm like 12 years old. I'm like, ah! It left some puncture wounds and it bled a little bit, but yeah, that was the one time I got bit. Well, it's not the only time. I've been bit by my sister's dogs. Yeah, I don't think my sister watches the show. Katie, love you. But yeah, her dogs bit me in my ass. At my parents' house recently, like a couple years ago. Yeah, they came down. They were up in the room above the garage, and they let the dogs out, and we were there. And that dog just decided to come through and was like, "That's the ass I'm biting," and just came over, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" And he just was like, "It wasn't anything crazy,"
Right.
but I was like, "What the hell?"
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just dogs don't like me.
That's a big responsibility.
It is a big
It's
responsibility.
gonna change a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
If you don't have time to do stuff now, man, hold off on the dog. If you don't got time,
Oh yeah, we got plenty of
that's
time,
gonna take time away
we
from
got
you.
time. It's gonna get me. My
You hear
big
that?
fat
Matt
ass.
has plenty of time.
I have plenty of time for a dog. I got plenty of time for a dog. Yeah, I told Victor, I was like, "You're walking it, you're feeding it, you're picking up the shit, you're doing all of it." And he was like, well, "You're not even gonna help me ever." He's into the ever thing. You're never, yeah, never and ever. You're never gonna help me with the poop ever. I was like, "No."
How old is Vic? Is 6?
He's 6. Yeah. So we'll see. It's gonna be my dog. It's gonna turn into my dog. Damn it.
I mean, a good thing with a little dog is it's just quicker to clean.
Yep.
At least the body.
Yeah.
You're still gonna put the same amount of poop out there.
See, I want a small dog, and I want it low energy and quiet, and that ain't gonna happen.
Well, then you want a dog.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want a dog.
No.
It sounds like you want a snake.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you,
I
you want a nice turtle.
I want a terrarium.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you can go for a nice Venus flytrap.
Yeah,
Like, what are you talking about?
a little cactus.
I want a dog that doesn't get dirty, barely
I
poops,
want
pees once a week.
hypoallergenic, no hair, no barking. It eats. I don't fucking know what we eat. I don't want it to buy anything.
You can do that, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it's not advised.
It's yeah, and sometimes it's detrimental to their health.
I know somebody that he breeds is it pit bulls or bulldogs, but they feed their dogs just raw chicken. Raw, like straight out the boom. There you go.
Boom, wet,
It's-
cold.
The thing is that those dogs, like, they're freaking stocky, man. And
Yeah.
the furs is awesome. They look really healthy.
Yeah, they do.
They say that's the way to keep your dog the healthiest because in nature that's what they eat. Like they're not having cooked processed foods. Like
What is the dog food that like it's got the wolf on the front, the blue bag, blue bison? Is it blue bison?
that's one of them.
Yeah, advertisements are hilarious to me. It's so funny how influenced we can be by just little subtle things like words, like just like all natural.
Yeah.
The hell does that mean?
Or organic. We talked about that before. I don't know what organic means. Man.
Organic. What your dog really needs.
I just know it costs more.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I know. Organic
Yeah.
costs more.
And the bag is smaller than the giant one you throw in Walmart under the cart. Boom.
You said blue bison. That bison is the best dish I've ever had.
I've had bison burgers.
Bison. I had a bison steak.
And how was that?
It was delicious.
Yeah?
It's very good.
I'm telling you, got to get on the horse steak.
Have you had horse for real? Because you said that like twice now.
I'm just fucking with you, dude. I've never had horse.
You've been
I've
other
had,
places where they probably did eat horse.
I had the wildest thing I think I ever ate was in Mongolia. I had an ox tongue, and it literally looked like
It's a tongue, yeah.
It's a freaking tongue on a plate. It was like a cold ass dish. And dude, it had like the fucking hair follicles on it. And everybody, we're in the Marine Corps, so everyone's like, "I'll try it." Invisible lat syndrome. Give me that tongue. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I don't know about all that. But I ended up trying a little piece. It was freaking disgusting.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It didn't taste like anything. It was like a now and later.
Maybe it wasn't cooked right. I don't know.
Maybe. It was on the side of a road in the middle of nowhere in between these two mountain valleys. Dude, it was nuts, man. Dude, when I went to Mongolia, we're all over the place for episode 20, people. We took a group of Marines. It was the Marine Bandsmen, and we were from Hawaii. And there was I think there was like 40 of us, and we all went. And we were there for like 2.5 weeks in Mongolia. And like 3/4 of the group we called it the Chinggis, because they don't say Genghis Khan, they say Chinggis Khan over there. And we called it the Chinggis. And it was basically, I don't want to get too vulgar, but it was out every orifice, and it was terrible. It was like a virus. It was like a stomach. It was like really bad food poisoning is what it was. What it seemed like. And so me, my little cocky, young, healthy butt, I was just like, ha ha, you guys suck. Your immune system sucks. Only the strong.
Pass the bat.
Yeah. Dude, like 3 days before we left, I got that shit.
Yeah.
That was freaking terrible. I was like chained to a toilet. It was so bad. Shout out to all the Chingus survivors out there, man. You know who you are. I know a lot of you on Facebook follow me and all that, so it was wild, dude. The Chingus. It was crazy. It was crazy. And they when we got there, it was nuts. There's like no traffic lights at all. And there's like a billion cars.
Yeah.
And it's just like a freaking jungle, man. And I got picked up by the embassy. This was the Tokyo yeah, this was after the Tokyo. This is the same trip.
Oh, okay.
It was after the Tokyo story. So we finally get to Mongolia after the Tokyo story. And I get picked up by one of the ambassadors or somebody from the embassy, and they take us to where the Marines were because they had been there for like a week. And I'm in the car, and we're like in this black Escalade. And this dude is doing like 60 on like a 35 style street.
Right.
But there's no speed limits. There's no fucking lights. There's nothing. And there's hundreds of cars just every which way at intersections. And it is like controlled chaos. And I was like in the back. I'm like clenching the seat. I'm like, I'm asking this guy. I was like, sir, how long did it take you to get comfortable with this? He was like, about a week. I was like, this is insane. Like when you cross the street in Mongolia, there are no crosswalks, there are no lights. You just have to go, all right. And you just start walking, and these people go around you like you're enveloped. It's
Right.
crazy. It was nuts, man. So there was like a billion cars in Mongolia, but then you go to Cambodia, and it's like a billion mopeds. There's no cars. And it's just all little, but it's the same thing. It's the Road Warrior, dude. It's crazy out there.
Mad Max.
Yeah, it's like Mad Max for real. I couldn't imagine driving out there, dude. It was insane.
So what's the weirdest thing you eat regularly?
Regularly, the weirdest thing I eat regularly.
I don't think you're too adventurous on a regular way.
On a regular basis, I don't think I get too wild. How about you?
I'll eat octopus any day of the week.
Yeah, I don't think that's very adventurous though. That's pretty
No,
kind
but
of
it's
commonplace these days.
It is outside, it's outside of your chickens,
right,
beefs,
right.
and
So do you do like calamari at home?
yeah, I'll get it out the can. So Goya makes
Oh,
It's just like-
shout out to Goya,
Just
the official
straight-
sponsor.
octopus tentacles. Just
Oh, what? Okay, now that is a little strange.
Yeah,
Not
nah.
strange. It's very different.
Oh, I like it. I could eat a lot of that.
I'll have to check it out. Did you put anything on there? You little Cholula
No,
hot sauce
It
on
already
there?
got olive oil in the can,
Oh, wow.
just straight out of it.
Is it a fucking pop top? You just pop
Yeah,
it
you
open?
peel it out.
Oh, and it's a tentacle?
It's good. Yeah, it's like chunks of a tentacle. You can see the
Okay.
suctions and everything on it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm definitely not going to try that.
You could.
Now, let's do it next time I'm over.
It smells more fishy than it tastes.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Tastes good. I can't think of
Wow.
anything else like that's.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to
that
think, dude.
would eat
I can't follow that. Jeez, I'm like, I had a graham cracker
Octopus is
sleeve
good.
last night. I ate 5 graham crackers. You ever open a graham cracker and they come in the brown? You know, there's like a pack of 5. Dude, I'd own the whole thing.
Yeah.
I might even go to the second pack.
No, yeah.
Man.
I had some friends that eat oxtail.
I never had an oxtail. Do you do mussels or clams or any of that?
My dad eats oysters. So to answer your question
yeah.
first, no.
No,
My
good.
dad eats oysters.
Yeah,
I
I don't eat
don't like
snot.
That's what it looks like, and that's a consistency thing. Like it probably tastes good.
Jeez. They say it's very salty.
I'll eat it cooked. But
I've had
like
was it
oysters,
Rockefeller? What is the one where it's kind of cooked?
Man. Like
Is it Rockefeller?
I think Rockefeller.
Oysters
I don't know
Rockefeller?
because that's
Don't
not my
know.
thing. That's not my
Yeah.
thing.
I've had them where they're. I've had a fried clam or something. I don't know what it was. But
Almost
I've had
anything
that.
fried is good.
Yeah, dude. Man, we're globetrotting every year. I performed at the Great State Fair of Texas when I was in the Drum and Bugle Corps up in D.C. We go to Texas every year. And you want to talk about fried food? They fried fucking everything.
Oreos. Yeah,
Yep.
fried Oreos.
Fried Oreos, fried ice cream, fried Twinkies. I'm like, how about a fried broccoli? we try that. We try that yet, Texas? Jeez. A fried cheese stick, fried this,
carrot.
fried that. Yeah, man. But yeah, fried Oreos is dope.
It
Really
is.
good.
There's a good spot in Norfolk that has like great burgers and fried Oreos. They got that Wagyu beef, which
Oh yeah, I've had the Wagyu.
I think that's more of a social media like
That's another.
put
That's,
your nose up at. Like,
yeah, dude. That's another marketing thing.
Is that
man.
Wagyu?
The Kobe beef. You know the beef. The Kobe beef.
Maybe we haven't had like we don't have the money to go have the real Wagyu or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't know the difference.
I'm eating the Wagyu. I'm like,
yeah,
it's Burger King, baby.
that's 2% Wagyu. Like that's all. That's probably what it is for real. Like,
Yeah, no,
I bet you if you
there's
just
levels.
put like, yeah,
There's
if you
levels.
just put a little bit of that in, it's 99% regular chuck.
Yeah, guess
You're
what?
allowed to call
It's
it wagyu.
Wagyu.
Like,
It's
whatever.
Wagyu?
Wagyu, yeah.
Wagyu.
And Kobe beef and all that stuff. Like,
Oh, Kobe beef.
yeah, I haven't had that upper echelon of food. We were talking about that earlier because we watched a lot of Gordon Ramsay stuff. And
Yeah,
I
we
wonder
do.
what a Gordon Ramsay dish costs. Like,
Oh, man. I would love to just
to
hang
have
out with that
one
dude.
shrimp plated beautifully. It's
Yeah,
like
with
$13.
With
Like,
a drizzle. Yeah. I would
Man.
love to hang out with that dude. I've been on this Gordon Ramsay kick for like 3 months. Ever since COVID happened. For some reason, I've just been obsessed with Gordon Ramsay and like food and stuff. He is so entertaining, man. Man, I love that guy.
I watch him because he's really talented. I don't.
And he's so freaking passionate. It's just, I think that's why I watch it. I'm not a cook. I'm not into cooking. I'm not a food snob by any means. But I think you nailed it. He's just so talented, and he captivates you, man, with his energy. He's so fiery. He gets fired up over it, man. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, that's what I'm talking about. I feel like we get that way about this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's captivating.
Some of the stuff I feel like he should get punched in the mouth for. Like, I feel like he goes way overboard with the disrespect.
And you got to remember,
It's
a lot of
cameras
that's
and
for
stuff.
television, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of that's
That's
for
why
television.
I hope, like, when I see that, I'm like, I hope when the cameras are off, you're not like that.
Yeah, you ever see him with the kids?
With the kids, he's way different.
He's fantastic
Way
with
different.
the kids. He's great.
And I seen him even with some adults. Like, he'll tone it back. Like, when an adult is just going through an emotional moment, he'll, like, cheer him up. And it's like, listen, it's not that serious.
Yeah, like calm down.
But sometimes, like, he'll go up like, man, you serious? Like, I'm not letting anybody talk to me like that. Like, I don't. That's the way chefs are. Oh, okay.
He said he held up some burnt steak in a pan. He said it looked like damn Gandhi's sandal. I was like,
You seen the one that
what?
this really happened on TV where he took 2 pieces of bread, put it on the girl's sides of his head, and then he was like, I want you to say I'm an idiot sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what are you?
I'd have walked out.
Yeah, it's
okay,
television, dude.
okay.
That's television.
I hope it is just television. Like,
I
hope
always
we don't get anything close
like
to that in real
his
life.
right, his older show, Kitchen Nightmares or wherever, where he would just show up to these restaurants and that are struggling and figure out why and try to help them. I always love when the owners are just batshit crazy. Where they're crazier than him and they just meet his level, and then it's like a contest to see who can get wild. Yeah, it makes for great television, dude.
He had something like that still. It's called Hell on Wheels. That one's on Hulu. It's good too.
Yeah,
I don't know how much of that is produced.
it's
though,
always
so-
funny to like when they cut over to the patrons, to the guests, the customers. Can you imagine? I'd be like, this is insane. What is happening? Well, I mean, there's a camera crew running around.
There's a
You
camera
gotta
crew, and
expect
a
some
lot
of
of that's
it.
got to be scripted because
It's
they got to be
gotta
told.
be.
Because everybody that's on there, they got to be told, hey, we're going to be filming today.
Right, and of course, they pick the craziest people because that's gonna make for the best television. It's like The Real World. Remember The Real World, man? It's like they handpicked people that they knew were gonna be confrontational. They knew they were gonna have some storylines.
Yeah,
man.
and they'll tell them, they'll like fire stuff up and go argue with this one. I heard he said this, and
Man,
it's like The Band and all that stuff. Remember The Band?
I do
They're
remember
supposed
the
to be
band.
bringing that back, but
For what? I feel like sometimes it's like, dude, it had its day, man. Like, would that succeed? We talked about this recently. It's like we were talking about it in the video game realm, where these beloved franchises and games from our childhood, do they have a place today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have we evolved to the point where even if you brought it back, it doesn't have to be a video game. It could be a franchise. Movies do it all the time. Can it come back and have that same kind of impact? I don't think most of the time it can.
yeah, we talked about that before with like Alien. Like, my opinion of Alien is different than yours in that,
The movie.
yeah, I watched Alien today and I'm like, this is not a good movie.
Mm.
Like, I don't know how much I really like this movie. And
Yeah.
the thing is, we have to, it's hard to give credit to something for the time it came out.
Right.
To be conscious of the context of it. Because
Some things were revolutionary back then that had never been done before.
yeah, music's that way. I seen somebody arguing saying that I can't believe people argue so much that Biggie and Tupac were 2 of the greatest rappers that ever lived. It's like, well, for their time, no one was talking the way they were talking and delivering music the way they were delivering it.
Sure.
No one, talking about Biggie, nobody was going in there freestyling entire albums without writing a single lyric.
Yeah, that's nuts.
No one was doing that. So yes, that's why they get talked about in this higher echelon, because they were pioneers. So they get respect. You start comparing it to today. Today's music
It's
sounds
different.
very different. It's a
very
whole
different.
different feel. So on one hand, you can't get upset if a 13-year-old doesn't understand it and says that music is garbage. On the other hand, you can't get upset if somebody says that's a legend, you can't touch it.
Right.
Same thing with music and video games and all like forms of art.
Yeah.
You know, like Picasso today, I don't know that would really be as effective today.
Mm.
We've seen
Yeah.
it once already. He was an original. He created a moment.
Mm-hmm.
To see it again today, you'd be like, I think I don't know. I'm not big in the art world like that. Like,
Yeah, me either. But I get what you're saying.
yeah, you have to give people credit for being, pioneers. That's really like, you can't just say we moved on from that, so now he doesn't matter anymore. Like, no, give him credit for seeing that before anybody else saw it. That's why
Yeah.
Walt Disney's real big, like still on people's lists. It's like, great businessmen. It's like this dude saw the park, saw everything before it existed.
Yeah,
Like,
before any of that was kind of mainstream.
and we're just now seeing it. This man has been dead for how many years, and it's like we're just now seeing what his dream really was, like
The brilliance.
unfold. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's
So-
crazy, man. What do you think about today's music? You know what's funny? I feel like I'm officially getting old because I'm hating most of the crap that's coming out today, music-wise. I'm just like, they just don't make them like they used to. And I always used to make fun of old people like that. And now I'm feeling that way. And it's like, man, is that just kind of what it always is going to be? You know what I mean? In terms of evolution?
Yeah, but even when we were growing up, there's never been a shortage of albums and musicians and artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we only remember a handful of them.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be the case.
What you remember. What
So
you look
even
back on.
now, there's talented people.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
And it's always going to be your top fives or whatever. Like each generation is going to have the greats there. But I feel like we're missing more. Like, we don't tell as many stories in music. There used to be more stories. There used to be more real life things going on.
Yeah.
I had told you this before, and it was kind of a joke, but kind of serious. I miss music that scared you. I miss the whole NWA generation and the Biggies and the DMXs, where it's like their music scared you. Their music was like on TV, like, you should not listen to this. Remember when Marilyn Manson came out?
Yeah.
It was like, you can't listen to this. Like, I personally think you shouldn't listen to it. He got some themes there that don't agree with my beliefs.
Right.
But just speaking from an artistic sense, like,
You're seeing less and less of that.
I appreciate people challenging what you believe and making you think, man. Like, that was Tupac's biggest thing. Like, it's just, I want you to think. I don't think the music. I think a lot of the music today doesn't make you think anything. It's just a vibe. You're bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
There's a place for that. I want to see more storytellers and more people provoking thought.
You could say similar comments about the film industry and movies.
So that's why you got remakes and stuff like that. It's safe.
Everything is very safe. Everything is very a corporate boardroom approved.
Yeah.
The think tank, the suits. You know what I mean?
Big data screwed that up for us because
they did.
we started injecting metrics into art, and we know that this type of movie, this type of game, this type of picture, whatever, is going to generate the most money.
Right, and it's got to hit this, and this, and it's got to have a Metacritic score of a 90, or if it's a fucking failure if it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
I wonder what happened to the artists. I was talking about this the other day. I don't know if it was you or somebody else. It's like, what happened to like the Mozarts, the Picassos and all this stuff? Like, what happened to the sculptors? What happened to all these people? Like, this art doesn't matter anymore?
No, they're there. I just think they're just getting overshadowed. It's just not as important to people anymore. There's plenty of people doing
So I need somebody to school me on that. I need somebody to tell me where I need to be looking for it, because I care about that. I want to see it.
You go down to the Chrysler, man. Chrysler Museum's got some stuff. They got a glass blower over there.
Yeah, this is true. But
I hear what you're saying.
like right now, I only like, so there's this guy Virgil Abloh. He's like in the hip hop scene. He does like art and stuff like that. People keep up with him, but I don't know a whole lot of modern people. Like, some of it's gotten cliched. There's like this Hispanic, this Puerto Rican / Haitian guy that passed away. He's Basquiat. He's mentioned a lot in rap and stuff like that. He had cool stuff. See, I like the art that just like says something to me. Like, I like seeing street stuff. I still like graffiti.
I do too, man.
You don't see. I don't really see that out there. Where we live doesn't help either.
You know what's
often.
funny? What we're starting to see now, at least in this area, it's like these. It's like fake street art that's commissioned, that's approved.
Well, that would be cool
murals.
if
And
it's
a
still
lot of
stuck
it is
to the
cool,
core. Like,
but
yeah,
you're not seeing the freedom.
yeah, like.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you're not allowed to make mistakes in social media, and you're not allowed to say something that makes people upset. So
Yeah.
the freedom comes with that. Like, it comes with the penalty of like 50 years from now, somebody's gonna bring up
You're
that
canceled.
you said something. Oh yeah,
You're canceled.
We talked about that before. You're not allowed to grow. Like, man, I don't necessarily have the same exact beliefs that I had 30 years ago.
Yeah, man.
I've learned new things. I've got new information. I've
Even
had
from
new experiences.
From 30 to 35 for me, I'm thinking differently on a lot of things. You know?
Yeah, let
Always
people grow,
growing,
man.
man.
Let people grow. Don't get so upset and cancel them. I think before canceling, we should educate, or at least make the intention to educate, man.
Yeah. The cancel culture these days, man. You got to watch out for that. That's why I don't put too much online, man, at all.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Yeah, I don't, and that's usually why I
It's
don't
like I'm
comment
censoring
on stuff.
myself. You know?
Like the stuff I commented on yesterday or whenever it was I commented on it, I normally don't be, and that's part of the reason why. Like I don't have the maturity or the stamina to go back and forth with someone about stuff like that. Like I don't.
I saw that today. A friend of mine on Facebook posted something about masks, and I disagreed with it wholeheartedly. But I'm not commenting on it because within like an hour, it had like something like it was like 50 comments and people just going paragraphs back and forth and back and forth. I'm like, yeah, I don't, like you said, I don't have the stamina to do that. I don't have the time or energy
Yeah, I
to
have
do that
neither
crap.
the interest nor the inclination. Like in the
I
words of
don't.
the great Jack Nicholson in
The words of the inclination.
I neither have the interest nor the inclination to explain myself or
No, you're not worth my time, man.
or how I provide the safety that you sit here and criticize.
Yeah. So, you know,
Yeah, I don't know the safety net that social media that people think it provides to say whatever you want behind a keyboard.
and you know what? Go for it, dude. Say whatever the hell you want. Say whatever you want. Just do your research. Google.
Google's your friend.
Google is your friend. I've me and Bree laugh about it now. She the other day she came up to me, she was like, "Hey, did you see what I posted?" I said, "Yeah, I saw that post. That was really cool. I like that." And she was like, "I did my research." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "I looked it up. I wanted to make sure that that was the actual quote from this person, and yes, it was slightly paraphrased, but it did come from that person, and I know the the origin of that image." And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Good job." Now look, you got to do it, but you don't have to do it. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Ignorance is a choice.
It is a choice. That's fine.
And if we're gonna be ignorant,
Dude, I'm ignorant on a lot of shit.
well, that's But silence is beautiful.
Right.
It's better. What is it? It's better to be thought. It's better to be thought ignorant than to open your mouth and prove that you are. That sort of
Yes,
thing.
absolutely.
Silence is a beautiful thing, man.
I've learned a lot from you in
Silence
that
is
regard in the last
beautiful,
couple
man.
years, man. Sometimes it's better to just sit back, collect your thoughts, and sometimes you don't have to say anything.
Nah, you don't.
You really don't have to say anything, man.
You do not. You do not.
But yeah, I think that's a good place to leave off, man. I like that. That's a good ending.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Every little word that pops in your head does not need to come out of your mouth.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just be silent for a minute.
I'm Tony,
I'm Matt.
and this has been the Tsunami Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Boom. I like it.
The sound
Of silence.
and the people bow.
Yeah, Jessica.